See, he has a heat wave to work with. The timing may work out, and that's going to catch him. LDLC is going to do it, and they have found their place into Stage 2 for the Call of Duty World League yet again.
Wow, what a crazy game, and LDLC just showing experience, patience, cautiousness during that last game of Redwood and showing why they deserve their spot in Season 1, and we're going to see them again in Season 2. My French boys, Maven, they made it. Brycey, take that.
They've made it back, and we'll take a look at the scoreboard in just a second to see who went big, who did not show up for the Game 7, because you see some struggles there. 2-6 for Nerd and Momentous, 1-7. So they combined went, 5-19. Scraps, the only one coming in to play, goes 6-6, and on the other side, everybody putting it together for LDLC. The French team has done it. The UK sweep is done, and we've still got several series left today.
Exactly, and we got to give a massive respect for Rampage qualifying for this relegation tournament, playing so well today. They've proved a lot of people wrong, and I'm sure we're going to see some of their players again in the future, especially Scraps. He's been playing incredible the whole series.
Certainly has, but let's toss it back to the desk. Machine, take it. Brycey, your predictions are awful.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I am joined still by Bryce, rather red-cheeked Bryce.
No, because I said something very specific before we started this whole endeavour.
What was that?
I said this is a big game, and that will be the difference, is the composure of these guys. And I think that last S&D showed.
Okay.
There were parts where they were dancing around with Tony JS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, as always, somehow Bryce has justified himself being incredibly wrong.
I said it. You can go back. It's got VOD and everything.
The hype is there. LDLC have reaffirmed their position in the World League, justified it, and defend. I mean, what better way to defend it than being stretched across a full best-of-7 series? And you're absolutely right that that's going to be our main discussion point, though, Bryce, that you can't help but feel LDLC are no stranger to a situation like that. That was a first for all of Rampage tempo, and it seemed very clear that that was not the Rampage tempo you'd sometimes seen. And like, if that was online, they were sitting in their comfort of their own home, there was nothing on the line, that Redwood would have looked a lot different, Phil.
Yeah, would have looked completely different. What I want to say is I've been in Tempo's position right now. I know exactly what they're feeling. It's the worst feeling in the world. However, LDLC, I think it's the perfect storyline for them. You know, they came in, they were really strong, they looking like the best French team in the CWL, and then they lost their captain, they lost the leader, they started from zero again, and they built their way back up. They've built themselves an awesome squad now, and the things that Logan was doing in the game, the gunfights he was winning, it was just ridiculous. The whole thing was a fantastic spectacle of a best-of-7.
Also, Xerox, he played insanely good, especially in uplink, even if they lost it.
Absolutely, we saw huge performances across the board, and actually one of the players from LDLC is already standing by, so we can catch some of that emotion as they have done it. They have secured their spot in the World League, and they'll be back to try and clear their name after a bit of a shaky performance in the first stage. Let's go ahead and join Tony as he's standing by with OJ.
Thank you very much. I have Jonas here, but I'm about to attempt to ask a question in French. Are we ready for this? C'était tellement cité.
City. Almost.
C'était tellement city.
Ouais, c'était beaucoup serré. C'était un match intense. Ça s'est joué, j'ai envie de dire que ça s'est joué un peu sur l'expérience. Et voilà quoi.
It was so close, it was so intense, and it was just down to experience. I think it's just like emotion.
I mean, it was tense just us watching it. How much did that bomb plant in the first search and destroy, which came down to milliseconds, that was so close, how much did that turn the tide of what happened?
Est-ce que tu penses que la pose de la bombe sur Unted en SND, où il n'a pas eu le temps de poser à la fin, parce que vous avez peut-être pas vu en fait, mais il est à 1 milliseconde de pouvoir poser, est-ce que ça, pour vous, ça a beaucoup joué, ce clutch 1v1 5-5 ?
Ça a beaucoup joué dans notre mental, ça a mis en confiance en plus Getsom. On avait bien joué en équipe juste avant, et ouais, ça nous a beaucoup aidé sur le reste du match.
Yeah, it helped a lot. It just like gave them a lot of confidence boost going into the next games. They had been playing great, and it was just the click that they needed to get onto the win.
So this is all about a relegation match. That's what we're doing on the first day here. We're talking about teams like LDLC who are fighting for their place in Stage 2. How much is going through to Stage 2 now about redemption, about showing they are a great team?
Et maintenant vous êtes qualifié pour la saison 2 de la Call of Duty World League. À quel point pour vous c'est important de remonter dans cette ligue et à quel point vous allez avoir envie de montrer que vous pouvez faire mieux que ce que vous avez montré en saison
1? C'est vrai qu'on a tous vraiment envie de réussir, on a tous envie de représenter la France au mieux. Et on va vraiment travailler dur, vraiment dur pour arriver au moins dans les playoffs. Et on est vraiment motivés. Voilà.
They've got the motivation that it takes. They want to work very hard and prove people they can do better. Going to that second season and trying to qualify for players this time around. And like you said, they want to represent France in the best way. So they're going to work hard for it.
Tony, merci, c'est incredible. We'll just leave it at that. For you, just quickly a question about having a French team going through to stage 2. Of course, we're going to see another French team try and stay in the Pro Division. That was what was needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was needed, and I'm very happy for these guys. You know, all these players have been around for a very long time, except Logan. Been knowing these guys forever, so definitely deserved. They've been top players for a while, and they showed that today with that last map win.
What a matchup. So, La Machine, let us hand it back to you, Sava.
Merci beaucoup, Ogier. Je suis anglais, mais je parle un peu de français. Dankeschön. That's German. I've got myself Brycey, Phil, and Gio. So close. It was damn it. I've been living in Germany too long. Merci beaucoup is what I was trying to say. Okay, Brain is back in gear because we have to break that down a little. This is starting to get pretty damn kind of level. So now we've got one team that was previously in the CWL, one coming through from the relegations, and the scene is set for a very, very exciting following 2 games. We've got like Fabi Giants next, which a lot of you guys said was the most exciting for you just because of the history. My burger's coming back up, excuse me. But let's just talk about that loss very quickly for the boys from the boys from Rampage Tempo. Are we going to be seeing them again? Like, is this a roster that's going to stay together, or was this it? Was it a wham bam? If we get in, we work. If we don't, let's try something else.
Cannot see this roster staying again, and I think Scrapsy's going to someone's going to pick him up. I think he actually had a monstrous series all the time. He was clutch. There was a few mistakes there, but you know, we're going to expect that as we go forward. And I think if he gets in with a veteran team or a team of players who've played for a little bit longer, those will get ironed out, and he'll definitely be a top player to watch in the upcoming time. But again, that entire thing was composure, and you could see it in the final S&D, and it was kind of hard to watch. At one point, they were dancing with Tony JS, and neither of them traded. They were just trying to get away, and I'm like, you're trying to pinch, but you're dancing away. It was just completely not their game plan. That was not the tempo we used to see.
Gio, same kind of thoughts for you?
I hope that the Rampage Tempo lineup will stick together because I don't know, I really like the way they played against a Pro Division team. I mean, that team, LDLC, they practiced it, they played every day. They also played league matches against the best team in Europe, and Rampage Tempo didn't. So I would like to see them coming through maybe in the next game.
We'll keep our eyes locked on them. But, Phil, just closing thoughts from you before we do turn our attention to Giants Fabi just around the corner.
Yeah, just looking at like Tempo, I mean, it was their second LAN together. They've accomplished so much in so little time in a community where usually the experience thrives. And today it did. However, my best advice is go away, get that experience kind of up as quickly as you can, you know, attend as many events as you can. I'd love to see them together, absolutely. But I've got to agree with Bryson saying Scrapsy, phenomenal series, phenomenal player, and a young talent that I will be watching.
Well, we indeed are going to be doing more than just watching him. We're going to be talking to him because he is standing by with Zoe now. It's going to be tough, but let's see what we can get out of the young Brit.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say. First of all, I want to thank you for, showing us such an entertaining series. It was a real pleasure to watch. Unfortunately, you guys are out of the tournament now, but still, it was a splendid best of 7 we saw from you. So let's maybe talk a little bit about them. I mean, the first one was super close, that hard point. It was off by 12 points or something. What was the mindset right after that game? Because I think you guys felt like you should have had it, and you probably would take it to begin with, as the panel also said that you guys probably are the favorites on hard points.
I think we was up 230 to 170, and we just didn't rotate on Granny's Hill. It's the biggest hill on the map. So, and we just wasn't communicating. Everyone was pushing by themselves, so that lost us really. And we just kept dying one by one, spawning out. So we were just getting time off it. So that's what cost us the game, in my opinion.
What do you think the LDLC did right on that map? Because a lot of people have actually been a bit surprised that they held their own so much.
I wouldn't even say they done it right. They pushed through last hill and got lucky, killed the kid who was watching spawns, and it spawned him out, and then they traded other kills. So I think they got lucky really on that hill to push out last, which nobody ever gets through, which they got through, and all 3 of them ran through instead of rotating through mid-map.
All right, getting lucky. Well, sometimes that also helps winning some games.
It does.
Well, let's talk about that CTF one.
Oh.
Phil, I thought you were the right person to talk to. Do you feel like if you wouldn't have died there, that might have gone a different way?
Well, they pulled the flag out, and they pulled it on top greenhouse. And typical nerd died, and I was alive with the flag by myself. And 2 of them was alive, so it would have been hard for me to get the flag. But usually I slide off that all the time, and it just goes straight across and in the door. So just stupid mistakes like that. But you can't make mistakes like that if you want to win at this level. So that's my fault, and I blame myself for that.
But what kind of communication goes on within the team after a match like that?
To be fair, I'll be honest with you, like, we lost a bit of composure after that. Like, everyone just bickering, stupid things. And you can't do things like that as well. But it just happens. We're just new to this, so you can't really moan about it.
All right. How happy are you overall with the matches?
I'm happy with the performance from us as a team, and especially myself. So I don't feel beat up about it, but I would have been happy to get in the league. Don't get me wrong, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. We got 6-1 last match, so forget about it.
All right then. Well, you still seem very cheerful, which I'm very happy about.
Always
because
happy.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. Now, what's up for the future? Are we going to see you guys as a team again, maybe in the stage 2 or?
God knows.
God knows. Well, I think you guys know probably better than he does at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time for the interview, and we're going to head into our next best of 7 after a short break. It's going to be Giants going up against Fabi, so stay tuned.
Thank you, gentlemen. We are here for the Theater Rewind. Courage joined by Revan. We're highlighting Crimsix this week. Had 2 monster plays. One in the Optic Gaming versus Luminosity matchup. Yep. The other one here in Optic Envy. You saw a little bit of the highlights there, but we're going to break it down a little bit more in depth. But first, Revan, we're going to get started with your play. It happened on day 1 of this week. Break down the scenario for me. What really went so well for Crimsix?
All right, so the setting is Stronghold capture the flag. Optic Gaming versus Luminosity. We're at, around 6 minutes, 50 seconds into the game. Optic Gaming with a 1-0 lead, but Luminosity, they set up a 4-man push towards the Optic base to get the flag out. Of course, that means that nobody could watch the overextension, and that's exactly what Crimsix is going to exploit here. So as he overextends from the bunker respawn, puts himself in a pretty good position here to, go for the flag return. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here just because I want to show you guys what these LG guys have to work with as they're trying to tie the game up. So you see John, he actually has Crimsix dead in his sights right here. He's got the Annihilator out. Saints has a Heatwave available. And also, as we move over to replays, the flag carrier, he's got the sights. So you could say they're pretty beefed up as they're trying to get this flag in. Let me just go ahead and slow it down for you as the Annihilator shot misses. Crimsix finds the flag carrier, takes down the sight, takes down the Annihilator. He's got one more play to take care of. That Saints with the Heatwave gets both him and Scump with it, but through the Heatwave, he manages to pick up the kill. Optic Gaming get the flag return and the cap after that. Let me just back it up real quick and give you guys a better angle of this.
And one thing to point out, too, replays, if he gets this kill here, earns himself streaks as well. And the game's tied.
All right, so as we move into free cam, you see kind of all the LG players in their setup. Pretty close-quartered area, so they all just kind of stack up here. You see the sight bullets miss, the Annihilator shot comes in, that whiffs as well. The flag carrier dies, the Annihilator falls. Then as Saints moves in for the Heatwave, he ultimately dies at the hands of Crimsix. As that is a huge play for Optic Gaming, allows them to not only get the flag return, they get the counter cap after this. But that wraps it up for my play in CTF. What do you have for us here in Hardpoint?
Obviously, Crim going monster in that one. That secured Optic Gaming the 3-1 victory. But now the Optic Gaming versus Envy Hardpoint. It was really one of my favorite maps to watch this whole week that we saw.
This was a crazy game.
Now you're looking at this and you're going, Jack, why are you highlighting this? Optic's in the lead. You know they have the final 7 seconds on this hill.
Late on rotation.
They're late on rotation. Here's where Crim's teammates are. They've got Karma fully pushed up. He's right outside the cage's hardpoint. You've got Scump and Formal right near construction. Now, Crimsix goes monster in this play, yes, but as time begins to move forward, the player you need to highlight as Crim waits out, the time is Formal. You'll see right here. Karma and Scump begin to move towards the back lab area, obviously to anchor the spawns for that hard point.
Yeah.
Formal, essentially not really baits out his teammates, but kind of lets them.
They're just ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly. Lets them be the kind of the first line of defense for this push. As Formal goes to peek up, he checks his back corridor. So as Crim comes back over, there's no way they can get three-pieced from a flank. Makes sense, right? Well, in this time, Slasher kills both Scump and Karma, but this is the engagement that wins Optic Gaming this map. Right here. I got to watch Crim's video. He put out a video about this exact scenario today, showing their perspective. All they were saying in the Optic Gaming communications, Formal stay alive, Formal stay alive.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. If he loses this gunfight here, he spawns all the way out. Optic Gaming barely have an opportunity to break. Instead, though, snaps right on the Slasher, gets the kill. And while he does die right after, look where this spawns Slasher on the map. He could not be further away
all the way across
from the hard point he needs to be at. And now you're saying, well, yes, he dies. That doesn't have his teammate spawns, but it did. Look where Crimsix spawns back up at. He's right near this back lab area. He'll begin to push into the hard point. Envy within 5 seconds of winning at this stage. Optic know they have one last chance to break. There's the two-piece from Crimsix. Gets camo as well. Challenges the third. Finds the kill. And here's the final bit of communication from Optic Gaming. At this moment, they've got Scump playing top middle. He's getting the cuts they need. Crim's still on the hard point. He knows, all right, I need to either watch top AC or help Formal watch this small side door. So he does that momentarily. Formal's there for the kills as well. And it all falls into place for Optic Gaming as they win it 250 to 247. But, hey, there's one more player that I just kind of have to highlight on this one, and it's going to be Slasher from Envious. We saw, hey, he had a presence in this hard point. He goes to rotate over, right? He rotates to this next hill. He's got shots in top middle, gets taken down. Goes to rotate back over again, gets in the hard point, gets this two-piece to the back. So you're thinking, oh, Slasher's in a great spot, right?
This is a huge two-piece,
exactly.
too.
Massive, massive. This is where he goes and challenges Formal. He loses this engagement, and look where he spawns, across the map. So I'm going to keep it going.
I'm coming, guys.
Here he comes. Here
Stay
he comes.
alive. I'm coming.
Running back over, gets top mid, dies to Formal again. Spawns back up. Guys, I'm coming. Here I come. I'm almost back to the hard point. I'm almost there. I can challenge again to help you guys out. Who's around the corner? But Formal again. Formal made rough. Slasher a non-factor on that hard point, and was really why Optic Gaming were able to come back into it and secure that victory. It's small things like that in the action of the moment, you don't really get to spot. It's a lot for the casters to pick up on. Heck, even the players might not even notice it, but that's why we highlighted here in the Theater Rewind. That's going to do it for this week. Let's send it back over to Maven and Matt to finish out the show. Gentlemen, yes, another episode of Theater Rewind here. This series went all the distance. We had the pleasure of being a part of casting it here on the primary stream. Now, we do have that Looney clip pulled up. You've also got a big Chino play that happened in Game 4. So we're going to get right into the action. We're going to get things started. Round 1 of the Search and Destroy on evac. You saw how quick this happened when we watched that little replay of the clips there. But, Revan, already at the start, Looney comes in, and look at how fast this whole team dies.
He just watched his carnage right in front of his eyes. All of his teammates died. He's all alone. And look at the red dots on the minimap. Like, there are players pushing him from all angles. Like, it's nice to be able to slow things down here in Theater.
Exactly. So 10 seconds of the round, his whole team is dead, and now here's where he's got to make a decision. He's got to eliminate the amount of areas he can get shot from. So you'll see, he'll cook a nade, he tosses it to his left.
That cuts off the staircase.
And watch this first hit marker he gets right there. It hits the opponent. It bounces off of him, which lets him know someone's got to be pushing his left. So he kills Happy, and look at the shot transition. He doesn't stop shooting. Gets the second kill, and he goes and he hides. And this is what I love about the play. He watches his back. He sits here for a bunch of seconds, waits to see if the trade comes in, and then Revan, he makes the decision that winds up helping him clutch this 1v4. He rotates all the way around the side of the map. What is a thought process here from a pro player in this standpoint?
Well, whenever you're in a situation like this, you have to realize that the defense, they should know the bomb is down, and they're going to be playing around that. Since it's a 2-on-1, they're going to be trying to work their numerical advantage to the best of their ability. And this is where Looney, like, this is the play that ends the round. Like, he hits his first shot.
He gets around
the players in the corner to is right here.
Hits the shot to the player, slides in, and that's what actually winds up helping him win this round. He ducks behind cover because he knew a trade would come in, and now watch how he re-peeks this area, gets some shots, and I slowed it down a little bit. You can see the hit markers coming in.
Twice in this engagement.
Reloads it again, and finally kills off Chino. We'll go and quickly see what it looked like from Chino's perspective in this corner. As time comes in, he's waiting for his teammate. His teammate gets shot. He turns a corner. That's how Looney gets away. And now look at how awkward it is for Chino because they're soaring around.
I don't like that challenge from Chino, man.
Yeah.
Just back up. You have all the position in the world to work with. No need to challenge Looney right there.
Now that was from Game 2. Now we're going to hop over to your game. This is now with Rise up 2-1. The final seconds of the CTF. Revan, walk me through what happened here.
Yeah, so right now in this scenario, let me just paint the setting for you guys. It's 1-1. Earlier in this game, a little bit before this clip happened, Slack was able to earn full score streaks. So he had a lightning strike. He used that. Still has the Hellstorm missile available. So let's take a look at this through Chino's point of view. Takes out the scythe. And look at this. Hellstorm missile gets called in. No hesitation. Looks right up in the air. Shoots it out of the sky. That's something we saw a lot, during Black Ops 2 players, taking down the Hellstorm missile with EMPs, shooting it down. So real quick, because he's able to shoot down that Hellstorm missile, Happy's running the flag. So look right here. He has a clear lane to run with. He's going to go ahead and run it forward. But right here, he takes fire. He's going to die right here. And look how close that red dot is. As Happy dies, there's not a lot of distance that needs to be covered from him to get
go right
return.
for that return, yeah.
Yeah. So going back to Chino, he now puts himself in a position to make a play happen. As you go here, finds one on the wall run, takes out the second, and I need to slow down here because he just completely destroys Slack. Picks up the flag while he's taking fire, shuts down Slack, earns full score streaks. Those aren't even going to come into play because he has 3 teammates right next to him. He's going to run into flag, and at this point in time, there's like 20 seconds remaining in the game.
That's it.
DT, I mean, even if Rise was in a position to maybe pull a flag and make her unhappy, he's got full score streaks to work with. There's no way they're getting it anywhere, out of the base with that flag.
Oh, absolutely. And while that was such a great play from Chino, unfortunately, DT still went on to lose in a frustrating Game 5. We were talking about it. We feel like we say that every single time there's a Dream Team loss in the league right now. We'll see if they can begin to clutch up here in the coming weeks. But that's going to do it for this segment of Theater Rewind. Let's send it back over to Maven, Matt, and Matt for more insight on North America.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League relegation playoffs. It is basically down to one game, one best of 7, and already 2 spots have been filled. One familiar face and one new one. Exertus securing their spot, and just recently we saw the French team LDLC make it permanent. They're going to be in stage 2 and waving goodbye to a very solid team. We got to see really good stuff from Rampage Tempo. However, that's not to be this time. I'm, of course, Alex Machine Richardson, and I'm joined by Jonas, Phil, and Gio. Boys, how's it going? You feeling good about this one? You were most excited about this one, Gio, from the start.
Of course. Also because I know these guys really well, especially Kiwi, Torres, and Massi, and also I'm looking forward to see a very tough match between Giants and Fabi.
So you've played with them personally before, right? You have experiences with those players, and so I'm going to be picking your brains later about that specific subject. But let's just kind of grace the surface of this one. Let's outline the history between these two teams. Like, for example, with Giants, so close yet so far to getting into this one, Phil.
Yeah, Giants, they had a really kind of rough run in the CWL, a very tough ending, and to find themselves even in the relegation zone, a lot of them, a lot of people thought they would take that 6th spot. So they find themselves here. They may have thought that they justified a 6th place. However, they're here, they're fighting for their spot now, and they have a lot of national pride they're playing for. It's the Spanish pride. They're the only Spanish team kind of making through. Of course, Baskonia didn't make it here. And, if they lose today, there is no Spanish Call of Duty team. If they win, they'll be representing them for another stage.
And there's so many passionate Spanish fans out there.
Crazy.
It's insane. But the same can be said for Fabi as well. They're no stranger to a wild fan base.
It's the exact same. I mean, Fabi's fan base has been growing so fast ever since they picked up Barca, who's been playing extremely well. And there is a big story for Fabi as well, because we've seen them playing at LAN for the qualifiers in Cologne at the start of the season, and they came so close to beating Splice in those qualifiers. Then it was a shock to everyone when they didn't make it online. And to me, it just seemed like Fabi had struggles online when it comes to LAN. They just step up, so that's what I'm going to be expecting from them today.
They made a change, in fact, because of they lost the online qualification, so they decided to change one player, Quickie, and they took instead Torres Silvano.
Well, you mentioned Visca Barca. We actually have him standing by with OJ. Those guys have met before, though. Of course, we saw OJ and Visca meet in the qualifiers, and now they have another chance to talk things through before their big game.
Thank you very much, Richardson. Yes, we've hung out before. I'm here with Visca Barca. And we were talking, Alex just mentioned that as well. Crowd, we'll talk about the crowd in a second. Alex just mentioned we've chatted before. That was in the original qualifying rounds for the Pro Division. And you surprised me when we were just chatting about it by saying you thought you'd choked.
Yes, of course, we played against a top team, against Splice. Amazing players like Benz played there. But yeah, unfortunately, we lost last map, 3-2. But yeah, and finally you lost. It's a choke.
It's not a choke. A choke is when maybe you've had an easy draw, but you were up against two of the best teams that have been playing recently.
Yeah, of course. We made a show last time. There were like 80k viewers in the stream. It was phenomenal, and I hope today we win, and it will be even better than the last time.
I mean, it's worth pointing out, you've been around Call of Duty for a while, but as an actual professional player playing at this level, that was your first event, wasn't it? Your first LAN?
Yes, last time in Cologne it was my first LAN. Now it's my third or fourth. And yeah, I feel confident today against my Spanish friends. My gamertag is Barca, yeah.
Friends at the moment. Friends at the moment. So let's talk about playing in the Challenge Division. That was really hard work, wasn't it? A lot of games, a lot of play that you had to go through to get to this point.
Yeah, it was sick. We played our qualification match for Cologne against Enraged. We won hardpoint with 10 points, S&D 6-5, 6-4, capture the flag, we won overtime. It was the show as well, but today we're on LAN. We have so many advantages on our side, the audience, and yeah, the viewers in the stream, we're just so hyped and we just want to play now.
Well, let's talk about the audience, because we've had a good crowd in here today for the first two matches of this relegation day. But it is now standing room only in here. Where you're sat in your team, of course you'll be wearing noise-cancelling headphones, but you'll be able to see them. How will that affect you?
I don't see the audience, but I hear it. The headsets are very good, but they shout so loud that I hear them anyway, yeah.
But how will it affect you, though? Because the thing is, though, you do something great, they're going to go wild. That could actually tilt you. That could make you do something.
Yeah, of course, this helps a lot. If you hear the audience, you make like a 3-piece, 4-piece, and it's important kills, not when you're losing. And you're getting more in the zone, and you can get completely and start playing out of your mind, I think. Yeah.
On the same way, though, surely that adds extra pressure to the team and to you.
Yeah. Of course, we represent Germany, and we're the only German team who can do it. And yeah, I hope we will make it. Today we don't play against Splice, we play against Giants, and I think we can do it. But of course, it's a strong team as well.
And how much have you prepared for Giants?
Yeah, we played so much in the last weeks. I stopped sometimes uploading videos because I just wanted to focus on the match now. And we are very good prepared. We play sick maps for us. It's our best maps. Uplink, Evac, Fringe, Hardpoint, and we feel very confident we will do it.
Well, talking of your YouTube channel, I was just watching some videos. You working out in the gym?
Yeah.
You keep that up, mate. You're going to be snapping controllers.
I started to go 3 weeks, but I'm a noob in fitness.
But how do you manage your time then? Because your YouTube channel with 730,000 subscribers takes a lot of time out of you. How do you manage that time between making sure you're making videos for YouTube and also being sharp in your Call of Duty play?
Yeah, of course, but I just go to the gym like 2 times a week. It's good because you can just relax and then you come home again and your mind is free. And yeah, the most important thing is that you don't sleep too much as a YouTuber, because many YouTubers have the problem they wake up at 4 o'clock p.m. and then your day is fucked up. But if you wake up like at 11, you can manage all. Everybody who says, yeah, grinding YouTube and grinding competitive is not possible is a liar.
You can sleep when you're dead, eh? So then, give me a score prediction. You against Giants, best of 7.
I don't know.
4-0.
I like. I can speak. Can I say something in
can do it
Spanish?
In Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
You multilingual person.
I can speak Russian as well, but okay.
Show up.
Bueno, a los españoles, yo me llamo Barca, me encanta España, pero today Barca y su equipo van a destruirnos. I say 4-1 or 4-0. We won't drop 2 maps. No.
Just to translate, if you don't speak Spanish, what he said then was, we're going to crush your Spanish team Giants. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, I said I like España, yeah, but today Barca and his team have to destroy them.
Okay, we've got an audience here who's supporting you, the German team. I'm sure there's a lot of German fans who've just logged on to watch this next matchup. What do you want to say to them, maybe in German?
Okay, also ich hoffe auf jeden Fall, es sind so viele wie möglich im Stream. Ich habe gar keine Ahnung, wie viele dabei sind. Und ja, Leute, wir schaffen es heute. Wir werden nicht das zweite Mal verlieren in Köln. Und wir haben so viele Leute hier Marcel, die ganzen anderen YouTuber, Aimbrot, Kingphil, Cracks, es sind so viele da, wir schaffen das zusammen mit euch im Stream und hier im Publikum, wir schaffen das. Danke an euch alle.
1 Minuten bitte. Listen to that, Machine, it's over to you. This is going to be an amazing matchup. Ich bin heiß.
Oh, you don't say that, OJ. I've learnt that the hard way. It doesn't mean what you think it means. But it is definitely heating up here. And, I mean, what a great interview there from Visca Barca. He's such a humble guy. It seems that he's definitely not only has a lot of respect for Giants, but a lot of belief in his team. They've been in the studio before. They've had the crowd behind them before, and it didn't work out before. Now they really is do or die. Best of 7 to get that spot in the World League that's been eluding them for so long, Jonas.
I love this guy. I mean, looking at his interview, trying to talk Spanish, German, he's so humble. He's
Russian.
He's Russian. Yeah.
That was a slap in the face to OJ. Like, oh, you look at you speaking languages. Yeah. Also, just throw in Russian on top of that.
I think the main thing you can see from that interview is not all the nice things he said. It's the passion that was inside of him. You could tell that he was going to be really, really, really hyped going into this game.
A lot of adrenaline flowing through his veins.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, for me, I'm going into this, and I saw Barca 9 weeks ago have this interview, and he was a different person. You could see he was nervous. Today, he looks confident, he looks calm, he looks like he's going into this to come out with a league spot. And for me, looking at him, I'm pretty confident in his team, and I've got to say, Giants have a tough opponent today, but nations are clashing. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you talk about Giants. Let's address them just for a second. The opponents to Fab Esports. Now, this is a team that has always had a bit of a kind of an inconsistency tag attached to them, right? Like, we've always said that they seem to always have these incredible individuals. We talk of Toho. We talk about how him on his own being such an incredible individual player that sometimes it's just a question of Toho, and then one more player needs to deliver. One more person steps up in the form of, say, Legends or Methods. And when you have just 2 of the 4 delivering on all fronts, that's when they're at their strongest. And that's something that I think we definitely need to discuss further.
I'm just going to point out Kivy. Kivy is...
Okay.
I mean, you talked about strong players, and I just want to bring Kivy to light because I've seen him at so many events now for the past 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it may be. No matter what team he is on, he just drops ridiculous figures. Yeah. Adding Visca Barca, who is basically doing the same, it's just kind of a lethal combination. And then you've got Torres and Massey and Gunleet, should I say. It's kind of a perfect fitted team. It's an all-rounded team, but...
I'm sure anyone that was at the qualifiers will not be forgetting the name Gunleet in a hurry.
Oh, no.
Do you remember what I'm talking about, Gio?
CTF Reach. Oh, exactly. I was having a heart attack. I was like, oh, my God.
It's happening! It was absolutely insane. I mean, we have to remember that one. And I want to dive a little further into your knowledge about the Fabi roster a little later, because now we do have ourselves an interview. It's going to be with, I believe it's going to be with Toho. Safe to assume he's standing by to talk to Zoe.
He is indeed. I have Toho joining me here for a quick word, so thanks so much for taking the time. Now, let's talk a bit about the season, looking back at it. You unfortunately, it was really close. It went by map win percentage in the end, so you didn't make it to the top 6. You find yourself in the relegation matches now. Did you expect it to be that close in the end, or did you actually feel very confident that you're probably going to seat higher?
I think we expected to have chances to qualify for playoff, but finally, in my opinion, we choked a few games, especially in week 8, I think, against Excel. We lost 3-2, and it was just a game match because it will give us the 8th win, so we will be in playoff and not in relegation. But I don't really care right now. All I care right now is focusing on that match here in Germany, because it's literally the most important game for us.
It really is. And I mean, it is for Fabi as well. You guys, I mean, you're the only Spanish team left, right? So you're like last Spanish hope here. Does that mean anything to you? Does that put on additional pressure? Because you're not playing only for Giants, you're kind of playing for a whole nation.
Well, we know we are like always Spain last hope, but that doesn't mean it put more pressure on us. It's like a pride to be in front of a nation. Yeah. I really think it's so good for us. Yeah.
All right, so is that support from, I mean, Spanish people are very passionate, right? Yeah. And your fans are very passionate. Does that help you? Does that motivate even more to want to win?
Yeah, of course, especially now because we are in Germany. I've been feeling like, since I know I have to face Fabi, I feel like I'm a public enemy.
Public enemy, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Looks like everyone wants them, which is pretty standard since we are in Germany. but I don't really care about everyone. I'm going to play my game, and I'm going to smash them.
All right, that's what we want to hear. So you sound very confident, but so did Fabi. I mean, in the interview before when we asked for a score, he said they're not going to lose 2 maps. He said 4-1 or 4-0. What is your score prediction? Do you feel like you can actually make them lose more than one map?
I don't really like predictions like them because I can go here and say we're going to win 4-0 or something like that, but I prefer to sit here and win the game and talk later about it, yeah?
All right. Well, we definitely will chat again later. So thank you so much for taking the time. And, of course, good luck with the games. We can't wait to watch you guys playing. And we are going to head back to the desk and to the guys.
I quite like that approach there from Toho. You were nodding as well, Gio. The kind of mindset where Toho just kind of making it clear, like, I don't care how we win. I don't care if it's 4-0 or 4-3. We're all about picking up the victory and getting back into the World League. You had a big smile on your face when he said that.
Yeah, because I was thinking of something in Spanish. I was thinking this match is todo or nada. You are just going all in or nothing.
Nice. We've got some multilingual casters here.
Well, yeah, about that.
Come on, what have you got, Phil?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Phil.
Yeah, that's about it. French.
That was sehr gut.
Yeah.
Deutsch. We should never let
We'll
OJ
give you some
translate.
lessons. We'll give you some lessons.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm around the right people, right?
Yeah.
I
mean,
I'm here to learn.
We've got an Italian, a Brit, and a Frenchman hanging out. It sounds like the start of a really bad joke, actually. An Italian, a British, and a Frenchman walk onto a desk
Americans not here
to talk about some card, and we indeed will do that right now. We have Giants versus Fab, and I'm going to start by heading over to the Italian side of the joke because, of course, you've played with these guys before. Torres is the new addition to Fab, and I'd like to know if you can kind of shed some light on this player as an individual. I checked him out on Twitter. Most achieved Netherlands player. How much does that really mean?
I want to say first about this lineup, about the Fabi lineup, that they are like all hybrid players. Everyone can play an SMG role or an assault rifle role. We have seen Massi playing last year as an assault rifle, then going to play SMG at the end of the season. Now he's playing back with his SMG. Torres also is